So what is your best advice for a weight loss keto plateau? So this is really about going back to the beginning. So the first thing I would recommend you start tracking your food. And I know that's annoying, it's inconvenient, but it's powerful because for most people, if you're anything like me, I grew up in the fat-free era. You know, at 14 or 15 years old, I learned that fat was the enemy. Like fat was making me fat. So when I started the keto diet, I had to log my food to learn where I should be eating. And every time I hit a plateau, I would go back and log my food for a couple days. So use logging your food just as a tool every once in a while. You can do it at the end of a day. You don't necessarily have to do it at the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, look at it and go, okay, here's what I should adjust. This is what I'm going to do differently tomorrow.
Yeah. Also realize that the body is fantastic at adapting to all situations. So the body will adapt very quickly to the new levels of stress that you're putting on it. And stress comes in all types of forms, right? Like this diet is a form of stress that you're putting on your body to adapt to being in a ketogenic state. Maybe you have been doing the same, will do. Your body is just adapted to it. It's well suited to it, but you're not getting as much out of it as you used to. Shake things up, do something a little bit different, but we always say just change one thing at a time. Go back and look and see what you've been doing.
So if you're counting, we talked about this earlier, but if you're counting net carbs, this is a time to maybe experiment with total carbs. If you're intermittent fasting for 12 hours, this is a time to go 16. If you're eating OMAD every single day, maybe you vary. Maybe you stop doing it every single day and you vary it up. So just changing things with your body. So for example, about 1 day a week, we eat OMAD. Just because we don't schedule it, it just works better in that day. And other days, I'll intermittent fast for 14 hours. Sometimes I go 18 hours. So I try to vary my schedule to kind of keep my body guessing.
Yeah.
And so that's a way through a plateau. That's a way to keep moving towards progress, is kind of don't let your body get comfortable with something. So just always be willing to change it up. And don't see a plateau as a failure either. If you're dealing with metabolic issues, so diabetes, anything in the diabetes realm, heart disease, insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, keep in mind that even though the scale isn't moving, things are still happening in your body. It takes time to heal. You didn't create this problem in a week or a month or a year. So it's going to take longer to change the reality of where your health is. So just keep focused on the long term.